Next question. It's a original examination question. The source is also very clearly given there. The question says, the speed of the car increases by 2 kilometers per hour after every 1 hour. That means for every 1 hour, the speed will increase by 2 kilometers per hour. That's the meaning of the first statement. If the distance covered in the first hour was 35 kilometers, then what was the total distance covered in 12 hours? Now see here, it's a very, very simple question. First hour, it has covered a distance of 35 kilometers, and for the next hour, after 1 hour, it will increase by 2 kilometers. That means second hour it will move at a speed of 37. After another 1 hour, it will again increase its speed by 2 kilometers. It will become 37 plus 2, and it will become 39 plus 2, and it will become 41 plus 2. Like that, it keeps on continuing. Totally, as of now, there are totally 5 hours which has been completed. What will be the total distance that will be covered in 12 hours is the question. Now, that means the last term, nth term is nothing but 12, right? So basically, you need to continue the same arithmetic progression series. It is in arithmetic progression because the common difference between the consecutive terms, common difference between the terms is nothing but constant. Here the difference is 2, here also difference is 2, here also difference is 2. That's the meaning of it. So basically n value is 12, and we are actually interested in finding the sum of first 12 terms, where the first term is starting from 35 and the common difference is 2. You know arithmetic progression already. Sum of n terms is, it is n by 2. N is nothing but 12 in this case, into 2a. A value is the first term. 2 into 35 is 70, plus n minus 1 into d. N minus 1 is 12 minus 1, which is 11. D is nothing but the common difference. 35 and 37, the difference is 2. Or 37 and 39, the difference is 2. Or 41 and 39, 39 and 37, the difference is 2. 41 and 39, the difference is 2. So common difference is 2. If you simplify this, you will get the answer. So 2 into 1, 2 into 6. Basically, answer should be a multiple of 6. So you can say that 11 into 2 is 22, 70 plus 22 is 92, 90 into 6 is 540, 2 into 6 is 12. Answer should be 552 kilometers for this question, which is option B. So answer for this question is 550 kilometers. Option B should be the answer. It's a very, very simple basic concept of arithmetic progression. Now you can see the next question, which is pretty similar to arithmetic progression once again, and it is your original prelims question 2017. Now see here, the question says, a bus is running with an initial speed of 21 kilometers per hour, and its speed is increased every 3 hours. For every, not every 3 hours, every hour. After every 1 hour, its speed is increased. By how much will it increase? It will increase by 3 kilometers after every 1 hour. That means in the previous question it was 2 kilometers per hour increase. In this question it is 3 kilometers per hour increase. Now, first, it is saying that a bus is running with an initial speed of 21 kilometers per hour. So, initially it was traveling at a speed of 21 kilometers per hour. For the second hour, it will increase by 3 more. It becomes 24 kilometers per hour. For the third hour, it will increase by another 3 more. It will become 27 kilometers per hour. Next, it will be 27 plus 3, which is 30. And it continues. It keeps on continuing. Right? It keeps on continuing. Now, your question is very simple. What, after how many hours or how many hours will it take to cover a distance of 252 kilometers? How many hours will it take to cover a distance of 252 kilometers is the question. Now see here, 21 plus 24, which is 45. So in 2 hours it has covered 45, but it is not equal to 252. 21 plus 24 plus 27, which is nothing but 60, 65, 72. In 3 hours it has covered 72, but it is not equal to 252. Like that, basically, if you are using a very, very traditional approach, you should keep on writing all the terms until the terms sum becomes 252 distance. That means, let us consider that it has traveled for a total of t hours. We don't know how many hours it has traveled. Assume that it has traveled for a total of t hours. So that t hours is nothing but this is 1 hour, this is 2 hours, this is 3 hours, this is 4 hours. Like that, it has totally traveled for t hours. When you add all the terms, when you add all the t terms, totally there are t terms in the series of this arithmetic progression. When you add all of them, the sum should become 252. How many terms you will get is the question basically they are asking. So I can say that sum of n terms or sum of n terms, the last term, the total sum is nothing but 252, which is the total distance. N by 2, n is nothing but t by 2 in this question, because t is the total number of hours or total number of terms, into 2a, 2 into 21, which is 42, plus n minus 1. N is nothing but t only. It is t minus 1. N minus 1 into d. D is nothing but the common difference. 21 and 24 difference is 3. So if I further simplify this, 252 into 2, which is nothing but 504. 504 is equal to t into, this is 3t minus 3 plus, what is that, 42, minus 3 plus 42 is minus 39 plus 39, so it is 3t plus 39. So if you simplify on the right hand side, 504 is equal to 3 common factor, 3 into t into what is that, t plus 13. So 3 into 1, 3 into 1 is 3. 504 will go how many times? It will go 168 times. So the final equation is 168 is equal to t into t plus 13. 168 is equal to t into t plus 13. Now, if you just multiply like that, you will be ending up with a quadratic equation, and you will waste your time by solving the quadratic equation. The best way to solve further is just substitute the answer options, just substitute the value of t. If I substitute t value as 6, 6 into 6 plus 13, 19 into 6, is it 168? No, it is not 168, ruled out. If I substitute 5, 5 into 5 plus 13, 5 into 18, 18 into 5 is 90, it is also not the right answer. If I substitute 8, 8 into 8 plus 13, 8 plus 13 is 21, 8 into 21 is nothing but equal to 168. That means totally you should write 8 terms like that, and when you add those 8 terms, the sum will become 252, or basically it says it will take totally 8 hours to cover a distance of 252 kilometers for the conditions which are given in the question. But having said that, this method whatever I have used is nothing but method 1. Method 1 will give you the answer, no doubt about it, but I want you people to think a little bit logically so that you can solve little faster by using method 2. See here, let me use a different color for method 2. See the question, method 2. After how many hours will it will cover the distance of 252 is the question. Now, initially it is traveling at 21. Second hour it is traveling at 24 kilometers per hour. Third hour it is traveling at 27 kilometers. Fourth hour it is traveling at 30. Fifth hour it is traveling at 33 kilometers. Why did I write 5 terms, or why did I write till 5 hours? Because the second option says 5 hours. That means when I add all these 5 terms, the sum should become 252. The sum, is it 252? No, it is not 252, because 20, 60, 90, 120 plus remaining small bits also, if you add, you will not get 252. That cannot be the answer. Sixth term also let me include. That means I will include 36. If I include 36 also, if I include 36, now I don't want you people to add the entire 6 terms and waste your time. Rather than that, please apply the concept of averages. We know that average in arithmetic progression is nothing but first term plus last term divided by 2. If there are 6 terms, first term is 21, last term is 36 divided by 2. So this is nothing but 36 plus 21 is nothing but 57 by 2. This is average, but I want the sum. Sum is nothing but average into number of terms. So 57 divided by 2 into 6 terms. So 57 into 3. Is it equal to 252? No, it is not equal once again. First option is also ruled out. Now let us quickly move on to third option, which is 8 terms. That means basically after 36, I will write here itself, the next term becomes 39 and the last terms become 42. Right? Last term become 42. So totally first term, second term, third third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term, seventh term, eighth term. Totally 8 terms are there, or totally for 8 hours I have written the speeds. Average, let me find it. Average is nothing but first term is 21, last term is 42. First term plus last term by 2. 21 plus 42, which is 63 divided by 2. And this is the average. But if you want to get the sum is nothing but average multiplied by number of terms. 63 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 8 terms. So it is 63 into 4. 63 into 4 is definitely equal to 252, which is what is given in the question. Therefore, my assumption of 8 is absolutely the right answer. I hope you are very, very clear with how to find. No, sir, I am not good in averages. I know formula by heart. I have by hearted the formula of sum of n term in arithmetic progression. Completely up to you. Your wish. That is the reason I am teaching you multiple beautiful methods. It is your responsibility to pick up the method whichever you are comfortable. Next question. It's a very, very good question, but definitely not a difficult question. You can solve it easily if you know the concept, and you can see here it's your original CAT 2019 question. Now please pay little more extra attention for this question. The question says two ants A and B start from a point P on a circle at the same time. So time is constant. Very, very important point. Time is constant. That means there is some point here called as P, right? There is some point here called as P on a circle. I have drawn the circle also well in advance before recording this particular problem. There is some point called as P on a circle, and there are two ants, and these two ants will start from this point P itself at the same time. Both the ants are starting at the same time. So time is constant. Distance ratio and speed ratio we need to consider. Let us see that later. Now see here. Can I say that time is constant? They both are starting at the same time with A moving clockwise and B moving anti-clockwise. That means the ant called as A will start moving like this in clockwise direction, and the ant called as B, let me use a different color for B. Let me use a red color for example. There is another ant called as B. That ant will move in the anti-clockwise direction like this, whatever I have shown. I hope till this point there is no doubt about it. So ant B is moving like this in anti-clockwise, and ant A, for A let us use green color. The only problem with this question is I should keep on changing the colors. Ant A will move in clockwise direction in this direction, whatever is shown in the diagram. Now the question also says they meet for the first time at 10 a.m. when A has covered 60% of the track. Now see here, total circle is constituting to 100%. Total circle is constituting to 100%, and they will meet for the first time at 10 a.m. when A has covered 60%. So 60% means more than half. That means somewhere here, somewhere after more than half of the this one track is completed, they both will meet. So this is the point of 10 a.m. and A will keep on moving like this. It will keep on moving like this, and this is the meeting point, right? Similarly, let us use the red color once again for ant B. Ant B was moving in anti-clockwise direction like this, and it will also meet. So this particular point, whatever I am marking right now at 10 a.m. is nothing but the meeting point. So can I say that ant A from P to, suppose for example meeting point, I'll name it as M for example. From P to M, ant A has covered a distance of 60%. From P to M, ant B has covered a distance of 40%, right? So the speed ratio of these two ants A and B, the speed ratio of these two ants A and B, speed ratio is directly proportional to distance ratio because they both have started at the same time. It has covered a distance of 60%. B has covered a distance of 40%. So speed also will be 60:40, which is nothing but 3:2. And we we also know that the distance between one point to another point in entire circle is constant, or the circle circumference is constant. Because the circle's circumference is constant, speed ratio and time ratio are inverse to each other. If the speed ratio is 3:2, time ratio will be how much? It will be 2:3. That means A will travel from P to M. Time taken by ant A to travel from P to M is nothing but 2. Time taken by ant B to travel from P to M is nothing but equal to 3 minutes. That is the meaning of time ratio. Now, until this, it's very clear is what I believe. Now, the next part of the question says, can I say that ant A has already covered a distance of 60%. Remaining 40% ant has to cover, right? Remaining 40% ant has to cover. Now think logically. The question also says, if A returns to P at 10:12 a.m. that means right now A is at the meeting point. It will continue to travel in this direction of clockwise direction itself, and it will cover the rest of the 40%, right? To cover the remaining 40% of the distance by A has taken 10 o'clock, meeting point is 10 o'clock, and it will once again reach point B at 10:12 a.m. That means from 10 o'clock to 10:12 a.m. it has covered 40%. That means it has taken 12 minutes. A has taken 12 minutes to cover. A has taken 12 minutes to cover 40% of distance, right? 40% of distance. Now, ant B is also at the meeting point. Let us calculate how much time B will take to cover the same 40%. I hope you are understanding. The distance both need to be traveling is same. To cover the same 40% of distance. Now, B is at the meeting point. B has covered from P to M. From P to M, B has covered 40%. Remaining distance that B has to cover to come back to P is 60%. Forget about 60. Let us calculate 40%. So, from M, B has continued to travel like this, and it has traveled for 40%. Another 20% is pending for B, right? So, for 40%, how much time will it take? According to ratio, time ratio of A is to B is 2:3. To cover 40%, A will take 2 minutes according to ratio. According to question, 12 minutes. 2 into 6 is 12. To cover the same 40%, B will take 3 minutes according to ratio. According to questions, 18 minutes. So, to cover from M to this 40% of distance, B has taken 18 minutes of time, right? B has taken 18 minutes of time, but another 20% is remaining right now. For 40%, it will take 18 minutes. For remaining 20%, it will take half of 18 minutes, 9 minutes. That means from 10 o'clock, what is your question? B will come back to P at what time? From 10 o'clock, B is totally covering 60% if it had to come to P. So, 40% of the distance from here to here, it is taking 18 minutes, and the remaining 20%, it is taking 9 minutes. So, totally to cover 60% from 10 o'clock, it is taking 18 plus 9, 27 minutes. From 10 o'clock, if it takes 27 minutes, it will reach, and B will reach point P exactly at 10:27 a.m. which is option C. Beautiful question. No variables, no formula, nothing. Extremely conceptual way of problem solving. You should be very, very beautiful in understanding whatever we are trying to solve in all these kinds of questions. Next question. Now see this question. It's a very easy question once again. A train covers a certain distance in 45 minutes. If its speed is reduced by 5 km per hour, it takes 3 minutes more to cover the same distance. Again, the distance is constant. Find the distance in kilometer is the question. Now, first of all, let us calculate the time ratio of initial time and the final time taken. Initially, it was supposed to reach a destination in 45 minutes itself, but because of reducing the speed, it took 3 minutes more. That means it reached the destination in 48 minutes. 45 minutes is the initial time, 48 minutes is the final time. 45 is to 48. 3 into 15 is 45. 3 into 16 is 48. So time ratio is 15 is to 16. So speed ratio should definitely be the reverse of 15 is to 16. That is 15 is to 16 is to 15 should be the speed ratio. That means according to ratio, initially I was traveling at a speed of 16 kilometers per hour. Later I traveled at a speed of 15 kilometers per hour. That means I reduced my speed by 1 kilometer per hour. According to ratio, I reduced my speed by 1 kilometer per hour. According to the question, I reduced my speed by how much? 5 kilometers per hour. So 1 kilometer per hour should become 5 kilometer per hour. Multiply by 5. 16 also multiply by 5. That means initial speed at which I was traveling is 80 kilometers per hour. They are asking you to find the distance. Distance is speed into time. Speed is nothing but 80 kilometers per hour, and that is the initial speed. Initial time taken is 45 minutes. 45 minutes is nothing but 45 by 60 hours, which is nothing but 3 by 4 hours. 4 into 1, 4 into 20, 20 into 3. Answer for this easy question should be 60 kilometers, which is option B. It's not at all a difficult question. Very, very easy question it was. Next question. Your original question which had come in 2017 mains examination, and we will solve this question by using two methods. Whichever the method you are comfortable, please carry forward that method. Now see here. The question says, a jogger covered a certain distance at some speed. We don't know at what speed he will travel actually. There is one jogger who is jogging actually. He covered a certain distance at some speed. Had he moved 3 kilometers faster, he would have taken 20 minutes less. If he had moved 1 kilometer slower, he would have taken 10 minutes more. What is the distance that the jogger has jogged, and find the distance in terms of kilometer. Now, this kind of questions where the speed is faster and the time is lesser, where the speed is slower and the time is increased, such kind of problems Anil Nair sir has already taken by using a beautiful concept of ratios. You can refer to the old videos. In fact, I have also taken this kind of problems once again by using some beautiful concept. Anil Nair sir also has taken this kind of problems already. But why am I taking one more time? Because I will teach you another method. This method, whatever I am teaching right now, will involve little bit of variables. But having said, it is your responsibility to decide whether to use this method or the method which we have already taught in the previous classes. You decide and choose whichever is the easy method for you. Now see here, I don't know the distance. Let me call as capital D for example. I don't know the usual speed. They are saying that it is he is traveling at some speed. So that usual speed, I will keep it as S kilometers per hour for example, right? I will keep it as S kilometers per hour. Why am I discussing this variable method? This variable method is also not too much time consuming. In fact, that is the reason I am teaching this method also. But if you do not really want to use variable method, you can refer to the old videos of time, speed and distance where Anil Nair sir had taken a beautiful concept without any variables. I myself was also taken that same concept in one of my classes earlier. Now see here, usual speed is yes. Now we know that distance is equal to speed into time, right? Distance is equal to speed into time. What is the question they are saying? Had he moved, suppose the original speed is S kilometers per hour or the usual speed is S kilometers per hour. If he had traveled 3 kilometers faster, so usual time taken is T hours. If he had traveled T minutes or whatever it is, if he had traveled 3 kilometers faster, so S would have become S plus 3. He would have taken 20 minutes less. T would have become T minus 20 minutes, right? T minus 20 minutes. If he had moved at 1 kilometer slower, S would have become S minus 1 kilometer slower. He would have taken 10 minutes extra or more. T would have become T plus extra 10 more minutes. What is the distance? I hope the diagram is very clear for you people. Now, if I take the first two parameters one at a time, first two I will create an equation. That means distance is equal to speed into time. Now, speed, there are two speeds in the first two cases. One is S, another one is S plus 3. Just multiply them. Do not even bother, just multiply them. And when you multiply the speeds, divide by the difference between the speeds. S and S plus 3, what is the difference in speed? It is 3. Divide by that. So that is nothing but S multiplied with time. Same to same. You have two values here. One is T, another is T minus 20, or in simple language, instead of using that kind of T into T minus 20 divided by whatever the value, you can say that he would have taken 20 minutes less. 20 minutes converted to hours. When you convert 20 minutes to hours, it becomes 1 by 3, 20 by 60. So this is nothing but the distance. But the same distance can also be calculated using the last two cases. I hope you are understanding carefully. Using the last two cases, distance can also be written as S into S minus 1. S into S minus 1 divided by, what is the difference in the speed? It is 1 multiplied with time. Time is nothing but 10 minutes more. 10 minutes is nothing but 10 by 60 hours, or it is 1 by 6 hours. Now you already have the equations. Just simplify, substitute everything, simplify it. S cancels with S. 3 into 1 and 3 into 2, multiply 3 into S plus, 2 into S plus 3, it is 2S plus 6, right hand side is 3 into S minus 1, it is 3S minus 3, so S will become 9 kilometers per hour. So we know the value of S, but they are not asking you S value, they are asking you distance value. For us to calculate the distance, I can say that distance is equal to speed into time. Speed we came to know as 9 kilometers per hour, and time taken, just substitute in any one of the equations. Time taken will be, so I can say that 9 kilometers per hour is the speed. Initial speed is 9 kilometers per hour, which we are very clear about it. And we know that if he is traveling, just substitute here, sir. There is nothing that you are actually doing here. 9 value you substitute here, so you will get 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 divided by 3, it is 4. So distance is basically whatever you got, 12 divided by 9 you got it here, right? 12 divided, because 9 if I substitute, so it is 9 into 9 plus 3 divided by 3 into 1 by 3. So that is nothing but the distance value. You can just substitute there. So basically it is 9 into 9 plus 3 is 12, right? I am just substituting and simplifying, divided by 3 into 1 by 3. I hope you are getting. So 9 cancels with 9 and you are left with 12 kilometers as the distance. So final answer for this question is 12 kilometers, which is option C. I hope this method is very clear. I know that it involves little bit of variables. You do not like this method, please refer to the old videos whatever Anil Nair sir has taken, and I myself have also taken that method. In fact, in some of the videos of time, speed and distance, where we have used the ratios concept. I do not want to repeat the same method once again because it is already taken. As much as possible, I always like to take as many different methods as possible, so that you will also have an edge over multiple methods and you will also solve the problems whichever method you are comfortable with in the examination. Next question. See here, pretty much similar question. In fact, next question. See here, a man goes from his office to home to office daily with a certain speed. So we don't know the speed. I will call that speed as S kilometers per hour, for example, right? I will call that speed as S kilometers per hour. And it also says one day he went 8 kilometers faster and arrived 20 minutes sooner. Another day he went 3 kilometers slower and arrived 30 minutes later. Find the distance between home and his office. Same to same question, no change in the approach. So actual speed is yes, actual time is t. So first day he went at 8 kilometers faster. He reached 20 minutes earlier itself. Second day he increased its speed by decreased his speed by 3 kilometers, s minus 3. He reached half an hour later, so he took 30 minutes extra, t plus 30. So question is, find the distance between home and office. So same to same logic, distance is equal to speed into time. If I take the first two parameters, in fact, so s into s plus 8, and then divide that by difference between the speed, that is nothing but 8, and multiplied by time. So 20 minutes is nothing but 1 by 3. So this is speed into time, distance. Same distance can also be written taking into last two parameters into consideration. Here it is s into s minus 3, right? It is s into s minus 3. The difference between the speeds is 3 and the time is half an hour. Half an hour is nothing but 1 by 2. So 3 cancels with 3 here, and then just s cancels also with s. Just to cross multiply and simplify, you should definitely get the answer. So if I simplify, so 2 into 1, 2 into 4. Left hand side will be s plus 8, right hand side 4 will be multiplied here, 4s minus 12. So 4s minus s is 3s, 3s is equal to 20, s is equal to 20 divided by 3 kilometers per hour, right? 20 divided by 3 kilometers per hour. So we know the speed, but we are not actually interested in only stopping at the speed, because the question is asking you for the distance. Substitute in any one of the equation. So distance is equal to, s is nothing but 20 divided by 3, s plus 8. 20 divided by 3 plus 8. So can I say that? Or you can also calculate from here also. You can take the second one also if you really want to. Okay, let us calculate for the second equation. That means this equation I am talking about. S is nothing but 20 by 3 into s minus 3. 20 by 3 minus 3. So it is nothing but 11 by 3, right? It is 11 by 3 when you take the LCM. Whole thing divided by 3 multiplied by 1 by 2, or you can divide it by 2 itself. So all of them are same in fact. So this becomes 2 into 10. 2 into 10 is 20. So final distance will be 20. 10 into 11, it is 110, and this 3 into 3 divided by whole thing divided by 3, that 3 also will go above it, basically 3 cube. 110 divided by 27 kilometers is the distance. 27 into 4 is 108. Answer is approximately equal to 4. This is little more away from 4. This is also little more away from 4. 3.7 is less than 4. Definitely 110 by 27 should be 4.047 kilometers. Answer should be option A. I hope this kind of methodology is very, very clear for all the students. Having said, if you want a different ratio kind of method, you can refer to the old videos as I have already mentioned you people.